Without fog, London would not be beautiful, said Claude Monet. At the turn of the 20th century, he tried obsessively to capture the ever-changing swirls. He had 100 canvases on the go at one time in his Savoy hotel suite.
You know, this is how we see London now. They've transformed the way in which we see London.
But as a young man, his first day in the capital was less positive.
Monet didn't have any money. He came with his wife Camille, who is depicted here looking very depressed. And they didn't speak English as well, which didn't help.
He was one of many young French artists who came and painted these scenes, living as exiles from the Franco-Prussian War.
When Pisarro and Monet arrived in 1870, they were not well known at all, but also their works were also rejected by the Royal Academy of Arts, and they could not find a single British buyer.
Yet they set out onto the streets with their easels, painting the social scenes around them. Monet at Hyde Park.
It was forbidden to walk on the grass in Parisian gardens. So it's something that struck his imagination. And if you look carefully, there are only possibly 2 people here who are actually walking on the pathway.
Pisarro out into the suburbs.
Actually, the avenue at Sydenham hasn't changed that much. It's called Laurie Avenue now. And apart from the tarmac, you could easily recognize the scene.
While they were here observing our society, the exiled artists formed their own community around Leicester Square. Soho became known as the French ghetto. They were missing their bohemian bars in Paris, and so they used to gather at places like Café Royal, which of course still exists today.
Fog and scaffolding shroud the Big Ben Tower, just as they did in the 1870s. For the budding impressionists, London's weather softened the edges, blurred the sharp lines.
The way in which Monet painted fogs then inspired other iconic pictures which marked the birth of Impressionism.
Wendy Hurrell, BBC London News.